Welcome back to Keep On Collecting. It's Matt here. Thanks for joining us for another episode. Today is an episode that I've really wanted to record for a long time. It was a bit of a challenge put forward, and I can't believe I'm saying this. It was 10 months ago when I watched a video from Zero Hunter Toys. Matt Bunce over there did a video based on basically one-offs in his collection. So toy lines that you've only got one figure of. For whatever reason, you might just like that figure and that's the only one that you ever got. Or you've kind of just got one figure and you forgot about it and you've moved on to other, toy lines, which happens a lot, especially for Andrew and I. We kind of get focused on one toy line and, you move on to another one very quickly and you lose focus on what you've just bought. Anyway, so today, and at the end of that video, Matt put forward, basically it was a little bit of a challenge to other YouTube creators to go through your collection and look for one-offs. It's taken me 10 months to do that. I actually planned to do this video probably 9 months ago. However, time moves on and doesn't wait for any man, and not much has changed in my collection since then. There has been a few toy shows where I have found vintage toys and therefore I've bought a one-off. Let's start off with something simple that I found at a toy fair probably about 6 months ago, just sitting there in a bunch of old Lucy's, and I knew what it was. And it is an LJN Stilgar the Fremen figure from 1984. So there we have, I don't know too much about this toy line, but I knew what it was, and I think it was like $5 or $10 Australian. So I had to pick him up, and his action kind of does work. Oh no, there you go. He comes with a lot of accessories, Stilgar the Fremen. However, he came with no accessories, hence the price of about $5 or $10. I was happy to get him into the collection and just chuck him in there, and he's got a place to go instead of a bunch of Lucy's. Alright, the next figure on the list, once again found at a Collecticon, I think at the same time as Stilgar actually. And once again, it was a different booth, but also in a bunch of Lucy's, and I knew what it was because I love this line and it's so hard to find in Australia, and that's Hasbro Inhumanoids. And this is Herc Armstrong, very incomplete. He was definitely $5, I remember. He's missing a helmet. He's missing an arm attachment here as well. However, for $5, I couldn't pass him up and couldn't just leave him there. And I got him into the collection. He needed a place to live, and he is my only Inhumanoids. They're, as I said, so hard to find in Australia. So if I find Inhumanoids, I'll definitely get more. And I've been looking on eBay trying to build up on this collection, but I just haven't found the right price point to buy some of these figures. Those big ones like Decompose, you look, more than likely I may never get one, but maybe the smaller, like the Red Sun and those the Rock-Ons, you might be able to get them into the collection, some of the other humans. So Herc Armstrong made into the collection. Alright, influenced. Yes, I get influenced. And this is a very recent purchase because well, I've got there's Luke from Reynolds Reviews, and then there's Ryan the Collector Kid. So both of these guys, they had a nice little live stream about this toy line, and so once I found out that this guy Max Ray was he looks like Tom Selleck from Magnum, I had to get him. So this was an influence job, and will I collect this line further? I'm not sure, but I was really happy just to find him loose as is. Accessories, it's just something that I can hunt down gradually and just complete him as a unit. So he's definitely one figure that you buy because you like the looks of. Maybe the whole line isn't for you, but this Centurions from, I think it was Kenner in the 80s. I'm not really too familiar with it. I think it's about 86, 87. I just love the look of it. Sometimes we just get easily influenced, and there is a couple of figures like that throughout the course of this video that I get influenced in. There you go, Max Ray, Centurions. All right, the next one, Andrew and I aren't even sure what this is. However, there's only one being found. Andrew found it at a thrift store a little while ago now, almost 12 months ago, and it says on the back 1991 Leonard, and we think it's from a line called Roller Warriors. Yep, 1991. So he's got articulation in the arms and legs. Now this is just something that Andrew has given to me to throw into the collection. Of course, both of us have got a very eclectic collection. Not too much is known about these figures at all. Not much research has been done. So this has just been a gift from Andrew to throw into the collection. He's got like roller blades on the bottom. They actually move around, so he can like roller skate around. So he's quite articulate in the legs, so he can get some poses out of his legs. And he's been very happy sitting in my collection for the last 10 months or so. Rollerblading around. Roller Warriors from Leonard. All right, so let's get to something else. Another influenced item. Ooh, and it probably would have been 12 months ago, so probably prior to Matt's video coming out. But this one was influenced once again by my good mate Luke from Reynolds Reviews, and it's Mask. And there we have the Gator. Yes, we have the Gator. I love Jeeps, so I don't have room, I think, in my collection for a whole lot of toys for Mask. It's a massive line by the looks of it. However, I was a little bit taken with this actual Jeep. It's almost complete. It's got the gun on top, and it's missing like the depth charge on the back. It opens up and becomes a boat. So I just love that. So I just thought I bought this, yeah, good 12 months ago now, and maybe more. So yeah, this is my only Mask vehicle, the Gator, with the driver Dusty. I can't remember his last name, but it's Dusty. So I probably won't get any more Mask vehicles. So this is definitely one that will just remain with me as a one-off because I love it. All right, let's go for something else that has been in the collection for probably over 20 years now, and a very unique item. And here we are. Here he gets raised up on his throne, the Phantom. This is the Phantom from the 1996 Billy Zane film. Now, there was toys made for this line, and I remember there was also one with him and the horse Ghost. So just the sculpt on the chair alone, it's quite magnificent with the skulls on top. So that came with him. So he's just a 5-inch figure. There he is there. He's got like holsters for a gun, so I only got one of the guns. I'm not sure what happened to the other gun. Probably in all my years of moving it's been lost. But like, it's a very cool belt as well. He's got a rubber belt, and that big belt buckle of the Phantom. Figure looks nothing like Billy Zane. In actual fact, looks like a bit of a flathead. But I find this just quite fascinating, this figure. The Phantom, 1996. Just unsure of who made the actual figure. Alright, the next figure is something that I've been wanting to collect for a while. I haven't got back into it. I only ever found the one on Australian eBay and snaffled it up. This is from a line back in 1982, I think it was. And this is Remco's Crystar. So this is actually Crystar himself. I've got a couple of weapons, but I don't know if they actually belong to him. Just, he's got this translucent blue plastic, you can almost see through, just representing, I guess, crystal. Fascinated with this toy line. Just been getting more and more into the 80s toys. Hence, like, I've been picking these, you know, Dune, and also the Inhumanoids and Centurions, Crystar. Just been finding these toy lines so cool to find and get, and just chuck them up everywhere into the collection. So I've only got one Crystar figure, intending to get more, but that's all I got at the moment. All right, influenced again, and this one is due to Matt. On his video, he showed these amazing dark crystal figures, and so like Matt, I've only got one dark crystal figure. This is from the Netflix TV series Age of Resistance. Now, I did watch a couple of episodes of this, and I've kind of, you know, other things come and interest you, but I do remember this little figure of Hup from the show. This little pod person, and the original movie, loved it. It freaked me out. I loved it, and even I watched it recently. It's like, you know, I felt I had a little bit unsettled watching it, because just those Sketskis are freaky freaking puppets, you know. Who's this? Jim Henson, that's right. So Hup, he got purchased because I didn't realise that these were made by Funko. So let me just flash that up again. There you go, Funko Hup figure. There is a couple more that you can get. So I might look at getting some, especially the Sketsky one there. I might get that one, the Hunter. So thank you, Matt. All right, but this one I wasn't influenced by. This has been in the collection for so many years, and it's just been on my shelf, and I don't know why. I think it's just the vac metal. I don't know why, and the reasoning why I bought this like maybe 20 years ago. But yeah, the Captain Planet and the Planeteers. You know, it's not even a toy line, a cartoon that I watched as a kid or as a teenager or anything. So I think I was just seeing this, and I thought it was a very cool figure back when I found it on, it's probably eBay, made by Tiger Toys back in 1991. There's a whole, well, as you can see, there's a whole toy line around it, around Captain Planet, of course. My mate Dean from Totally Taylor Retro Hunters, I think, has got maybe the whole set loose. Whether they're complete or not is another thing. I've never had an inkling to go any further with it, but I knew Captain Planet was quite popular, and I think maybe that's why I've purchased Captain Planet and the vac metal. Absolutely amazing. So yeah, not influenced, probably not going to get any more, but love it. All right, and the final item, thanks for hanging out with us. Final item, once again, the vac metal. Look at this. This one was introduced, I think, because of Pixel Dan, and they look, I really like the looks of these Tarzan-like figures. Trendmasters, 1995, whole line of Tarzan, The Epic Adventures, based on, I think, a cartoon around the same time. So I don't think Tarzan roars anymore, because I think if you press him, he comes up with some sound. Oh no. He sounds sick. Sounds like he's static on TV, doesn't he? Anyway, that's realistic sounds are right. Sounds like a TV. Awesome. Tarzan City of Gold action figure with his vac metal armor. Brilliant. Will I get any more of these? Maybe. I think these are definitely a toy line that is hard to find in Australia. Some of the creatures look magnificent, and bloody Pixel Dan, he's got this leopard man that he keeps trying to find, and he looks really cool. He's a bit like a maybe an African Wolverine. It just looks cool, man. And like some of these characters look cool. Like Omad Zad, like the green alien over here. Like, it looks like cool. And there's Leopard Man up here. So these two look cool, and they may be purchased in the future. So I'm not going to rule that out as something that I may continue with in the future. That is it. A bunch of one-offs that have been purchased over the last few years just because they're probably 80s and I love the looks of them, and I can't leave them in the Lucy's bin, so they've got to come home with me and find their place amongst the other toys in my room. Some influenced by others. I'm easily influenced because toys look fantastic. Some of the sculpts, the colors, they just really pop, and they're very cool. And you just kind of go, I want that in my collection because, you know, they're excellent. And, you know, some of them are just definitely one-offs where, you know, you like something and go, you know, I just want that one. And that's it. You know, maybe I need some more accessories for it and it'll be complete in a few years. That's fine. That's half the fun of collecting, just trying to find accessories to match up and help complete your figure. All right. So that's it for another episode of Keep On Collecting. Yes, it was a bit of a challenge for Matt put forward many months ago on his channel to just go through your collection, have a look at toy lines that you've just got one off for whatever reason. You may just like it, just that one item in the toy line, or something that you've never really explored further and built on. So therefore, I think I'm going to challenge anyone that's watching this. Go through your collection and make a video. Show us what you have in your collection you've just got one of, and whether there's a reason for it or not. But great to know and great to see. And remember, as Andrew and I always say, keep on collecting, even your one-offs. See you next time. Bye. See you. And that's it for another episode of Keep On Collecting. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to stay safe out there. Look after yourselves and your families. And remember to get into your toy rooms at least once a day. It puts a smile on your dial. And remember, as Andrew and I always say, keep on collecting your one-offs. See you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.